Hot damn, it's Clip Mephisto. You're listening to The Devil You Fucking Know, and these two dicks are about to go in your goddamn ear pussies. I don't know if they're going in wet, dry, or salted or unsalted, but they're going in, and I hope you're goddamn ready. Yeehaw!
Let's get wacky.
Zanzibar.
What's up, Johnny?
What's happening, dude?
Drinking my Newcastle beer and talking to you, man.
Nice. I got my Old
Trying to-
Castle beer.
Old Castle? Oh,
No,
man.
I can't get it. I can't get castles out of my head because Dracula's castle just went up for sale. Did you hear about that?
No, I didn't hear that.
They're asking like $66 million, and the Romanian government was like, "Fuck off! You're not going to get that." So their Financial Times said something about it going for like $13 million or something. But
I could see some rich guy going, "Fuck yeah, I'm paying $66 million for Dracula's castle."
I don't know how. I mean, that's probably high a little bit there, but you get.
It might be, but I mean,
think of this.
I could see it.
You get about 500,000 visitors a year.
Yeah.
Now, if you charge them $20 a head, all right, that's $10 million, and then plus you're selling T-shirts and stupid vials of little dirt or some shit, or whatever.
No, you're right. Absolutely. I mean, that's
maybe we should all come together, buy that fucking thing.
We're moving ahead.
I'll move over there. I'll run it. We'll do some stuff. We'll split up the loot.
Right. Yeah.
Anyway,
yeah.
that's what's happening over there. What's happening over here?
People killing each other, not listening to the cops.
Oh, tell me about
shooting each other, and more people getting shot.
Seriously, tell me about
it. Is it just me, or do we have to cover this stuff all the time? Like it just seems to happen over and over again. And,
it's just you. No, it's happening. It's just what is in our face every day.
I get so frustrated. I mean, like, I don't understand. As much as people are getting upset, and they're getting upset at the police, why hasn't somebody gone into, let's just say, inner cities and said, "Okay, kids, lesson 1. Cop says freeze. You don't say, 'What did I do?' You fucking freeze." Number 1. Number 2, cop says get in the ground. You don't say, "Why? What did I do?" You fucking get on the ground. Number 3, don't start walking towards your car. I don't care if your hands are in the air or not.
Here's the thing. Like, here's my take on it. A lot of people that get pulled over want to exercise their rights as citizens, and they should be able to. You should know if you're going to be arrested or not, and you should know what the charge is. That by law, the cops have to tell you that you're under arrest for blah, or or whatever. Am I being detained? Yes, you are. For what crime? This is the crime. That's that. So a lot of the times, all you really see in these videos and audio and stuff is like, freeze, get down on the ground. Like, people were like, why? What did I do? If they feel they didn't do something. A lot of times the people did do something and they're just playing stupid. But it gets them shot. It gets them killed when they don't listen. Just do what they say. And then iron it out later.
Like your point of exercising your rights is totally legitimate, except give the cop a minute. Give a cop a minute to feel safe and like they have the situation under control, because if I'm a cop, the first person I have to watch out for if I want to protect anybody is myself. Yeah. So give me a minute. If I say stop because I am freaked out because I don't know what you're doing, the minute you're even questioning me, I'm going to start to say, why isn't this guy listening to me? Right. I had to get the situation under control. Now, I mean, there's better ways to handle it, and some of these cops should have stun guns instead of, like, start with a stun gun first.
It's tough to say, hey, they should do this. And if I've watched some videos of like people being put in the situation, just fake little scenarios, and you got like a paint gun or something. I mean, 9 times out of 10, these people just shoot because they just feel scared. They're like, on one hand, you can't expect them to do anything else but shoot. But on the other hand, you're like, oh yeah, after the fact, everyone has an opinion about it.
Well, yeah.
Oh, you shouldn't have shot him. You could use less lethal means.
It's easy to think about it later when you've watched the video 20 times and go, oh, well, he should have done this or she should have done that, or whatever.
Yeah,
but
that's easy. But put yourself in that situation right then and there. What do you do? I mean, it's different than what you think you should have or should be done at that time after reviewing the freaking video.
Very
People
true.
don't get that though. They just. Oh.
But I think that's what's bothering me the most about it now is, okay, if this is on the news every other week, by now, I don't care what you think you're right. So I don't care if you think you didn't do anything wrong or if you think that cops should act a certain way. If you are, and especially if we're going to make this case that it's all against black people, which we know it's not, but let's just, let's go with it. Mm-hmm. If it's only against them, if you are a black person, if I'm a black person and I see all the shit that's going on in the news, guess what I'm going to do the minute the cop says freeze? I'm going to fucking freeze. Hands in the air. Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am.
Can I suck your dick? Yeah, definitely.
Yeah,
so
whatever. I mean, stay alive, for fuck's sake. Then get in the, whether it's in the back of the car, whether it's in the jail cell, argue it then.
Here,
let the cop calm down a second.
This is funny. If anyone does 10 minutes of research, they can find this to be a truth or a fact. The thing is, the police on black shootings and crimes and things like that, or whatever, the shootings and killings, is actually at the lowest it's ever been in in the history of America. But the thing is that when you own a news agency, or you want to get the juice, the dirty laundry, all that crap that's going to get you higher ratings and watched more, exclusive, ABC, so you're going to go after the dirt, you're going to go after that, and now it just seems it's just being reported more, so it has the illusion of being happening more, but it's not. Yeah,
especially when every kid in the world has a cell phone and they're recording every little thing. Yeah. If it goes on, being a news station, you can't allow the news to all go to somebody else, some other station or YouTube or whatever. So it's like they're just kind of keeping up with the Jones. If somebody's broadcasting it, they got to get their hands on it too. So
yeah. Oh, we found one too. Look at this shooting over here. Just an innocent, unarmed man, and you find out later, no, he's a wanted criminal, a felon, and he had a firearm on him. And
of course,
I don't know about you, man, but if I was an officer too, and he reached for a gun, bye.
Yeah, exactly.
It's crazy, dude. People don't get it though, man. They just cry, the worst.
Well, and it's easy to put, a compilation of videos that are all over Facebook right now of, just a couple of seconds where a cop punches somebody, and there's certainly some uncalled for incidents. But
here's one case in point. There was a blue pickup truck, like a large one, and they were supposed to be looking for a white vehicle, which, okay, he might be, the suspect might be driving a different vehicle, but they were looking for a black gentleman, and they said for somebody to stop, and they riddled it with bullets, and come to find out it was a woman in there with her daughter. That was it. And they got shot and stuff. They didn't die. They got shot, but they sued for like a few million, and they're going to get it.
Oh yeah,
easily.
Absolutely,
but what? That's no excuse. Like, what the hell? You're looking for something, and you pull this person over because that's a suspect to you. But didn't you look inside and see?
Yeah, where's the training? There's got to be some good training there too. We got to have balance on both sides, Mm-hmm. But both sides. Nobody has the right to. Well, I don't say they don't have the right to, but people need to just chill the fuck out and not just blow up on making cops to be evil on the internet, and I don't know. It's just getting old. We how many times have we talked about this on our show?
Oh, a lot. But you mentioned training. They definitely need training, and especially when it comes to shooting, like target practice. I've seen the truck that I was talking about, and the bullets are just the bullet holes are everywhere. It's like I don't know. My shots are grouped a little tighter, I guess. But they're just like everything. Just look like Swiss cheese.
And now we're talking about adrenaline in the heat of the moment versus targets. That's different too.
A little bit, but yeah, they should train enough to be. I don't know. It's just crazy to me. Anyway.
Yeah. It's getting old. We need new topics. We need
This shit's
new
gotta
news.
stop. Yeah. We could talk about fucking Trump and Hillary, but that's too damn easy.
Fuck that, yeah. The douche and the shit sandwich. So.
Yeah, I'm hoping for a major, I don't know, like an asteroid maybe.
Yeah.
You know, that's the only thing that's going to stop this bullshit train from rolling. But
yeah, we need the Mad Max world to come, the post-apocalypse.
Be careful what you ask for. Let's move on.
Let's do it.
Appearances. Your appearance is the first thing people will see, and so the manner in which you adorn your person has a direct and lasting effect when it comes to first impressions. I, for one, enjoy disrupting the preconceptions of those that loom about me, often indulging in outward indecency when finely attired, and in contrast, accentuating my comportment and education when dressed like a rogue. I do this not to discourage the prejudices of the masses, but in hopes rather of seeing such prejudices refined. This, that the age of information to which we are now privy sees the youngest of younglings indulging in pleasures generations older than their parentages. Likewise, and to my dismay, it is common to see those who would have conceivably been born and formed in more conservative times behave and dress themselves with all the disreputability of the most common urbanite dross. Mere thought of such cretins provoking a gag. Of course, with the pragmatic Satanist, one's appearance is never about playing such games of guess what with the hoi polloi, but instead to dress in accordance to the tasks at hand. Now, for the satanic libertine, the task at hand remains affixed and unwavering, and that be the pursuit of carnal pleasure. Confidence must be exercised with conviction, that not believing but sans any semblance of doubt whatsoever, I mean knowing that you, my dear Satanist, are the man, the utmost, the highest personification of Satan himself, and that what you desire is simply out there in the world, waiting for you to claim it. Now, a special care must be taken to not appear arrogant, that such unbridled certainty will shoo away those of lesser conviction. No, you must, like the predator in wait, be patient and inhale a feel for the social climate in which you are about to enter and partake. Now, back to my original point of the importance of appearance. Before you can blind them with your brilliance, or charm them with wit, you must ensure that your visual appearance does not curtail your trajectory. In the next episode of the Libertine Liaison, we will discuss the importance of the casually formal gent in his daytime attire, the differences of the frock coat, the frock suit and sack suit, and how attention to detail sends a message to your intended, that the makings of a better suit imply the makings of a better suitor. This has been the Vicar of Vice, Reverend Count MoriVond, signing off. In nomine Dei nostri Satanas Pater Libertinorum.
Okay, John. So for episode 48, let's bring in one of my Port St. Lucifer buddies into the show.
Yes, we've got the dude of dudes, Satanist Jared McGhee. Everyone,
What's up?
What's happening, buddy? How you doing?
Hold on, I'm late on the applause again. Hold on.
There it is.
There we go.
I'm gonna stand up in my on-television triumph now and wave back.
At least it's not that. It's not the one that you did for Ruth. Holy shit! It was like 20 minutes of applause.
She deserves it.
People are skipping through the podcast.
Yeah, they're like, that's funny.
Still going.
So what's up, man? What's happening?
Not a whole lot. Kind of same old, same old. Exciting. I know.
I'd ask you how the weather's doing, but I could just ask Dorian. So.
Yeah, really.
Right?
My answer would probably be more fun. So.
Ooh, them's fighting weights.
Your answer would be more fun on the weather.
Yeah, I don't know on anything.
Ooh.
Except.
Well,
money.
I'm gonna go cry now. Great show, guys.
Shit. So what you been doing lately? What's going on?
Not a whole lot. Just it's funny that we're doing this today. I actually got to act in the capacity of an agent for the Church of Satan.
Yeah, and for those that don't know, tell them what it is.
I actually got to speak officially on the behalf of the COS.
Cool.
So I thought that was it. You know, I can't draw. I can't do any of that stuff. I don't own any great businesses. I couldn't draw a stick figure to save my life, but I can explain some stuff every now and then. And I had reached out.
That sounded official too. So I could explain some stuff.
That's it. We did.
I'm a good talker.
That was verbatim the first line of the interview.
I'm a good talker.
They hadn't even said hi yet. That's just how I introduce myself. No, I actually got to give a little interview through email to a magazine in Brazil.
Oh, so how'd that happen? How'd that come about?
Well, I had expressed some interest with Central in wanting to do this, and everything was. It seemed as if it was good to go, and then
in being an agent in general.
Yeah, really any opportunity I could. I mean, in any fashion at any point. It's just something I've always kind of wanted to do. Mm-hmm. Really, ever since I started listening to Robert
No
Leupold.
Podcast. Oh,
yeah, actually, yeah, that too. But no, I used to listen to Robert Leupold go at it, and it just inspired me. So it was something I wanted to do, and the opportunity came up, and I went for it. So I'm glad I did.
Right on. So it's a Brazil magazine. So is it like about thongs and stuff?
I wish. If it was, I would have insisted on a video interview.
Right. Nobody wants to see you in a thong, dude.
Oh, yeah. Well, you know what? That's what they would have got.
Nice.
So tell us about it. Tell us about the interview. Was that? I mean, was it? It was just like a general questioning of what is Satanism or?
Yeah, pretty much. It was funny how it worked out too, because I had received an email from Peter, and it was the 6 questions, and I misunderstood the first one, because the first question was, what are the teachings that the Church of Satan gives? And so I kind of was like, well, I wouldn't say that we give any. When I approached it literally, and I had sent the email response back to Peter, and he goes, great job, but I just want to think that he goes, I just want to say I think that they don't mean it quite like this. I think they're asking what is the Church of Satan about, and I had to revamp the entire question. Really, really strange. It's kind of intimidating when you were about to send an email explaining what the Church of Satan is to the high priest. we could talk about it to our neighbor. Your friend that you've known forever will send you a message and say, hey, what's it all about? And you feel really confident and comfortable going right into it. Yeah. But when the HP is coming down and saying, hey, answer this question, and you're typing it too. It's not like you have a chance to, you just stare at it, and all of a sudden you're looking and you're breaking down every sentence, and you're like, is that right? Is that what I want to say?
Right. And then when you hit send, you're like, oh, what did I do? What did I do?
Oh, yeah. Then you look in you have to just shut the computer off, because otherwise you start looking at it and you're like, man, I could have said that so much better.
Right on.
That's funny.
So now, was this the first time that they asked you to do an interview?
That's what I was going to ask him.
I actually, I had expressed interest a while back, back in April when we were up in New York. I had mentioned it up there, and I saw a post in the official group, I believe it was, Peggy had put the post up, asking for someone to talk to some people at the University of Texas. And I was like, great, I'll do this. I didn't realize that this was in person and I'm in Florida. So I had already sent the email to Central's email and said I would do this. And Peggy had sent me a message, Jared, this is at the University of Texas. You have family out there? You're not flying out for this. And I'm like, oh, okay, misunderstanding. Well, at the same time this is happening, Peter is emailing me back going, hey, thanks for stepping up. I appreciate it. I'm going to grant you agent status for this. And I'm like, oh, no.
Oops.
I'm like, both conversations are happening at the same time. And I'm just like, I can hear the record screeching to a halt.
Oh, man. Nice. All right. So you didn't go to Texas.
Very gracious about it. Fortunately, it all worked out.
Right on. Very cool. Wait, Texas? They didn't send Mosley, did they?
I don't know.
I'm just kidding. Of course
Hell
they didn't.
yeah!
I haven't spoken about it since it happened because I'm just like, yeah. So I have no idea who went down that.
You're like, I'm just kidding. Of course they didn't.
Yeah.
Jeez. All right.
I think he listens to the show, dude.
Hey, Robert. What's up, dude?
Wrong, Robert.
Hi, Robert.
I hear you.
All right. So tell us a little bit more about I know what you do, but tell the world what it is you do. I don't know what you do. It's something with numbers. I don't know.
Yeah, pretty much.
You're a math guru, right? You're our new math guru.
Yes. I work for a stock brokerage. It's funny you even mention that because in the interview I asked what specifically I would be doing, and my boss laughed and said, we do a little bit of everything. And that is the best answer you could have given. We do everything back office related to running a stock brokerage.
Yeah, but nobody knows what that means.
Nobody knows what that means. On a day-to-day basis, I basically take all of the applications that reps are sending in. I screen them. I can't say I approve them. I screen them for completion in order to save my chief compliance officer some time. I do various other things in regards to really helping them make their money and stay as legal as absolutely required.
Okay. I'm glad you explained it because I was like, we're Satanists, so I was going to be like, is it an evil stock brokerage? But,
yeah, no, we can't do that, actually.
Is it ill-tempered?
It can't even be ill-tempered. Part of what I do is screen emails. And if I have to, I'm that guy that checks your Facebook page. So I'm looking for keywords. It's all related to our industry.
Yeah.
But I'm making sure that these people aren't out here, giving advice. And if they are giving advice, are they, using the proper disclosures? Because anything you do the wrong way can result in fines, massive fines.
Yeah.
Your Facebook comment could be $300,000 fine just for saying it the wrong way.
I'm sure some of mine were, but yeah. Whatever.
Alrighty then. So you're our numbers guy, right?
Yeah. The numbers go up and go down.
I like to buy when they're low, and I like to sell when they're really high.
You'd think it was that simple.
No, I really don't. I have a friend, and he's in all that shit too.
Okay, yeah.
He tries to explain it to me, and all I hear is that's it.
Pretty much, yeah. I get that because I speak that fluently.
Yeah.
I'm like, here, dude.
Yeah.
Here's my money. Here, just give me a good return.
But that's what makes you a good spokesperson too. Is that you can pretty much make people just go, he must be really smart because I don't know what he's talking about.
Yeah, I try to do that all the time. That was my dating strategy through high school.
Yeah, right on.
It was bound to pay off eventually.
Right on.
Fucking
Very
right.
cool. Fucking right.
Amy rocks. Anyway.
Yeah, that should be a portion of the show every single time.
It is, because she rocks, man.
I mean, we should take a moment to talk about how she rocks.
All right, let's talk about it.
Every time. The Amy's Corner.
Yeah. You know what? You just sparked a new segment. Tell us how you feel about Amy, Jared.
There you go. Yeah. Well, no, I'm just kidding. I met her in April.
Nice.
We had a good time out there.
Oh, yeah.
We did, yeah. You told the cake story in the interview. That cake story was funny. What you didn't do, John, was mention that you actually bought us all that cake. You took the high road, and you didn't mention that, but you actually bought us all that cake.
Hey, why do I got to mention that stuff,
Well, I was yelling at the phone when I was listening to it, so I finally got to say it now. But John actually paid for all of our cake that
It's the big stuff.
My pleasure.
I didn't say thank you. No, I'm just kidding.
Sorry. Yes, you did.
I did.
So,
Tell
how cool
us
is
about
Amy?
your discovery.
Tell us about Amy. No, I'm just kidding.
She's ruined the show now.
Yeah.
She broke it. She broke the mold. No, go ahead, Dorian.
No, I'm just
Vagina.
asking your background and your discovery of Satanism.
I actually...
You sound like the turtle from what was that Neverending Story? You're like,
Yes, please,
Satanism,
if you will, please discuss.
I could actually listen to you guys do that all day. That was funny.
Be confident. All right.
We're all gonna laugh at you.
Run a train.
No, I actually was raised Baptist. It worked in my favor. It wasn't stereotypical Southern Baptist, like there was no fire and brimstone, but it was very much school. It was like school. I mean, my dad brought notes. He would take notes and actually write down what the preacher was saying. You were paying attention. We didn't do any of that hooting and
My
hollering
dad was
stuff.
the preacher.
Wow.
Well, top my story. No, and that's just how it was. So I started asking questions that apparently you're not supposed to ask at a very young age. Like I was 6 years old, and I wanted to know how they kept the penguins cold on the ark and the other animals warm. And I'm 6 years old. I remember this is what started my journey, and no one had an answer. I was totally Christian at the time. I meant nothing wrong, or I had no ill will. And the answer I kept getting was, let's ask the preacher, which was, I later learned, was adult for moving on.
Yeah.
So, and after multiple of those, I just said to hell with it. I'm going to read this thing myself and find out the answer. So I started actually reading the King James Version of the Bible at age 8. You can imagine how much of that I understood and retained.
Sure.
But I started reading it.
The begats. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, all that,
Did you beat off to the sex parts?
Only when it was forced. Only the forced parts.
Nice.
No, did not do that. No, I was trying to find an
8.
answer. Yeah, I'm telling you, right? I didn't even know.
He wasn't beating up to anything at 8, was he? I don't know.
No, I can vouch that I was not.
I had my first threesome when I was 8.
Wow.
It just tickled. There was nothing really going on. Whatever. Anyway.
Show me yours and I'll show you mine with 2 other guys. Does not count, John.
No, it was two sisters.
Yeah.
Rosie Palm and her
You don't have
5
to
sisters.
believe me. You don't have to believe me at all. Don't worry about it. But what's fun? No, I'll tell you about it. But I'll tell you the truth. We were in the closet upstairs, and one of them was kissing me. One was doing something oral, and it felt amazing. And her grandmother opens the door and yells at us, and I was like, "Whoa! This is great. What's so wrong?" And my parents were downstairs with their parents watching the 10 Commandments. True story.
Oh, yeah. Now, to
Seriously?
clarify, you were not 8 years old when that happened.
Yeah, I was. I was 8 years old.
Okay. I don't even know what to do with that.
And they were 12. But you got to understand. I mean, I was a good looking kid, man. Even better looking man, but I was a good looking kid.
Right.
Enough about me. What's up, Jared?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I was actually ready to listen for the rest of that story. No, long story short, started reading the Bible. I started noticing that people who claimed to love Jesus and love God weren't doing very obvious things that even 8-year-old me saw in the Bible. Like, it says you're not supposed to say that kind of thing, and you're not supposed to think that. And here you are, like, I had noticed very early on that, it was, the strip club behavior on Saturday, repent on Sunday. And I'm like, you guys aren't even trying.
Right.
So it just was almost normal, though, because I've still never met anyone that actually lived it, that actually tried 100% of the time. So,
I actually do know some people that do, but
it is rare.
They
Few and far
try,
between.
but they fail.
Pretty much, yeah.
Man's true nature will out.
Yes.
By the time I was 16, I couldn't hide it anymore. I was an atheist. I did not read the Satanic Bible until I was about 30, though. So I went all that time just, being that extreme first phase,
Just like a hardcore atheist kind of thing?
Pretty much. Richard Dawkins, is my hero type of a guy. And but in all that time, I actually still enjoyed reading the Bible. I actually enjoyed it more at that point, because now I wasn't afraid to read something and be like, well, that's a load of shit.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh, great. But then the more and more I read it, and the more and more I was able to understand as I got older, I realized, like, we don't really know half of what we think we do about this thing. There's so many different.
Yeah.
Like, there's no point in even really having a church and going around and saying that this is what Jesus said, because the professionals don't know exactly what he said.
Yeah, they didn't write.
I can remember being younger and reading, like in church, like them talking about passages where, after the walls of Jericho came down, that the soldiers were told to go in and kill every living thing, including the animals, and
Exactly.
And we didn't, but I mean, it was something, one of those things, like, we didn't question it. Like, we heard about it. We were hearing, that, oh, what an awesome victory. And then, eventually you sit back and think about it and go, wait a minute. So I'm a soldier. The walls come down. Their army comes out. I kill all of them. And that's war. But then I go in. I see a little old lady with a little, she's a crippled 90-year-old woman holding a 3-year-old boy in her lap, is holding a kitten. And my job is to slaughter all 3 of them? That's kind of fucked up.
Do your job. Do your job.
Totally.
Exactly right.
Yeah, they don't know that much about Jesus. They didn't write about him until about 300 years after he allegedly lived and died or whatever. Anyway,
that's true. Yeah.
So yeah, dude, that's a good book though. It's a good book, like Moby Dick. It's a good book to me. But there's it'd make a good movie because there's so much sex and violence in that thing. Holy shit!
like
George
Dick,
it's kind of long.
America's favorite theatrical prop.
I would love to make a movie about the Bible and just show all the fucking crazy, fucked up, shitty parts about God. Like, that's the movie.
You gotta have a message on the bottom of the screen flashing, yes, it really says this in the Bible.
Exactly. Start off with a line.
Based on a true story. Yeah.
So we can have sex with them.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's funny.
That'll be good viewing.
Bring me the foreskins of 1,000 men.
Based on an allegedly true story.
You will be sure to have the FBI beating down your door, and then they're going to feel really awkward when all you did was reenact the Bible. Like, how do we separate church and state at that point? Because technically everything you just did was illegal, and yet it's supposedly what our nation was founded on.
Yeah.
Supposedly. Yeah.
Exactly. Supposedly.
I'm so glad you said supposedly, because some people say supposedly with a B.
Oh. I actually had a guy that I've been doing some work on, and he and I, through conversations, we're really getting along, and I was telling my wife, I was like, could almost be friends with this guy, but he blew it in the last minute because he said supposedly. And I that's it. I can't hang out with this dude. He says supposedly, fuck that.
Fuck that. And he wanted to ask me a question. Fuck that.
Axe isn't too bad. There's accents that, can say that, but supposedly?
That's not an accent. That's not an accent. That's a mispronunciation.
Well, what is an accent but a mispronunciation depending on where your
no, an accent
perspective
is a certain way of saying a word. Like I could say cowboy in this accent, and I could say cowboy. It's still cowboy in different accents. But when if I said
Accents are two different.
if I change it to bowcoy, that doesn't sound right, doesn't it? he's a bowcoy. What's that? It's a person that wrangles all the horses together. It's a bowcoy. You mean cowboy? Whatever, man. Don't get on me because I have a different accent. The fuck? That's how I was brought up. Well, all right then.
You're discriminating.
You're discriminating.
Hey, Balcoy lives matter.
Balcoy. Oh. Anyway.
Speaking of which, my Dallas Balcoys are playing right now.
Yes, they are.
What is that?
It's a football team.
The Cowboys. I thought you were there for the last conversation.
Sorry. I drifted off. I don't. Sports are weird to me. I like playing them when I was younger, but I can't watch grown men do it. It's a little weird to me. But I understand how people like
sports,
it.
Right?
Yeah, no. I'm talking about Balcoys.
Well, and I mean, to be fair, John, aren't you editing Horns magazine? But watching football is a little weird to you.
Yeah. Hold on.
Yeah, we might need to amend that last sentence there, John.
I'm actually not doing it anymore.
Oh.
I pulled out.
It got too real, right?
I pulled out.
Yeah.
No, it's not because
you didn't know how to process your feelings, John. It's okay.
It's not the content. It's not the content. It's the photographer that's fucking.
COS is accepting of that, John. I mean, it's cool, man.
Trust me, all this is coming out of the interview.
But
I'm editing all this bullshit out. Yeah, I'm no longer doing that.
Come on.
Yeah. John says he's editing everything. He never edits anything.
Yeah. Okay. Now you're gonna get it.
What we're gonna have to do is say a key word in the middle of there, and if we don't hear that predefined key word, we'll know John's actually editing stuff.
I do edit, dude. What do you mean?
So that's good. From now on, anyone who ever comes on here has to say "snoochie boochies" at least one time, and if we don't hear it, we know that John's editing.
No, you won't hear it now. So nobody's gonna know to say that.
Nope. You should leave that last sentence in. Just
you know what I edit most of the time? I edit most of the time is dead space. Like that. I'll take that fucking out. You won't even know what it was. Like it's just so annoying to me because somebody goes, "Well, I had to take the train," and it's like, dude, oh my god, like I can't let that go. But, yeah.
No, what was funny is I was actually listening. Like I was waiting patiently to hear the rest of that.
Yeah, so was I when I edit. I'm like,
Well, yeah, you're not. You're at that point. You're kind of like looking at the wave files, aren't you? And going, look at that flat line right there.
Sometimes I will. Yeah. It's funny.
Yeah.
How about how old were you when you said I'm a Satanist?
I was about. I would say I was 29 when I started looking at YouTube and started finding, all the interviews and sorting and separating what was actually Satanism versus what was the BS. You find the tinfoil hat crap. But I read the Bible, the Satanic Bible, at 30. Knew right away. I'd say I knew right away that I was a Satanist, but I waited at least a year before I even considered joining because I wanted to make sure that, if I was accepted, that the bar wasn't lowered. That was the concern. I didn't want to walk in and be like, "Hi guys," and then all of a sudden it's like, "Oh,
I'm a good talker." Yeah.
Yeah, right. Yeah, and it's actually funny you mentioned that because when I walked in and saw what all you people are doing, I was like, "Oh shit!" It's a good thing I didn't talk. I got in.
What do you mean, you people?
You people. You know what I mean.
What do you mean, you people? All right.
The S word.
Yeah.
Just intimidating as far as seeing people that are doing activities and because I think that's an important part of being an active member. Obviously you've stepped up. You've chosen to be a spokesperson, to be, try and be an agent whenever possible. And I know you've got other projects that you want to do in the works too, but I think it's an important part of being an active member is producing something for the public, because otherwise there's no reason, unless you're seeking a title, there's no reason to be active. You can support as much and be registered, but the point of being active is to say, hey, I want to help represent this.
It's funny you mentioned the seeking the title part, because I am seeking a title, but I'm not seeking a title at the same time. Because the title that I get, whatever it is, whether it's agent or promotion to the next degree, is only confirmation that I'm actually doing what it was I'd set out to do in the first place, which was make my life better. So I don't want to, I've never sat down and been like, man, I can't wait to be a magister. It's nothing like that. It's more along the lines that if that were to happen, it would be confirmation from the organization that I hold dear that I'm actually doing what it was I was trying to do.
See, that's one of the things.
And representing,
Yeah, that's one of the things that most people don't understand. That title.
Following has been removed because it is on a need-to-know basis. And right now, you do not need to know. Thank you.
But no, that's how it always was. Like, even with the agent thing, it's definitely something I want to do, but it's not for the title.
Yeah, sure. Obviously.
It's my way of contributing. I can't draw. Like, I'll mess up a stick figure. And I don't have time to do a whole lot of other things. But, I was asked to answer a few questions about Satanism. I can do that.
Can you draw a bath?
Can I draw a what?
Can you draw a bath?
Yeah. I actually do that all the time.
You can draw then. That's funny.
I got 3 young kids. I draw baths all the time. I did 2 today.
Probably stick figures, too.
1 to go.
Speaking of which, my 4-year-old just ran in the room.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah.
Hail Satan.
Yeah, hey, how you doing? Go to your pre-K school and repeat this phrase.
Oh, boy.
Head of the class.
I'm going to edit that out. No, I'm kidding.
You know what? Actually,
don't let them set up any after-school programs called ASS.
Oh, yeah, right? No, my kids have no idea. My 14-year-old does. But the younger ones, it's just not something we ever say. We don't walk around and talk about it.
Yeah.
It's not necessary.
No, not at that age. I don't want them hearing about my own religion the same way I don't want them hearing about anyone else's. I want them to have their own questions and, figure it out on their own. And when they're old enough to understand, I'll talk to them about it. But whatever direction they want to go.
Very cool.
Agreed.
Very cool.
Do you have any future projects in the works? Anything you want to work on?
I've actually been rolling around the idea of writing a book as it relates to finances in the world of Satanism. There doesn't seem to be a whole lot on that side. Finances, and I would incorporate sales, of course.
Cool.
Yeah,
Very cool.
I don't remember that in any of the books I've read so far. So, you could be in some new territory there.
Yeah, pretty much. It's if you think about it, that's what lesser magic really is it's selling yourself or in some way, but there's a whole actual business of sales. So that would directly apply to it.
Yeah, actually quite a large world of sales there, huh?
Oh yeah, definitely. It's of all places I saw it in the unofficial group, somebody had asked about it, and no one really had any responses for a book on Satanism in regards to finances. And it's something I've kind of been thinking about because, like I mentioned, I'm not much of an artist, so but sales
you're our numbers guy.
For the last, I'm the numbers guy. But I've already got a decade of experience in this industry, but now with my current job, I'm seeing it from a perspective that not many salesmen get to see. Oh, I got to burp. I'm seeing it from the perspective of what back office is like. I mean, you could always find that one guy that needed a job and got his life insurance license, but you won't find that guy that needed a job and got hired in the CEO's office. So I'm getting to look at it from a very unique perspective, which is part of the reason why I don't mind announcing it now, because I haven't run into anyone else that's working in the position that I'm in. So
so you probably don't have to worry about too many people listening to our podcast go, I'm totally stealing this idea before he can do it.
Yeah. Even if someone were to come out with a book about sales in relation to Satanism before I do, they're not going to do it from the perspective of the CEO, the CCO, and the COO are all in my office. So I'm going to have a different approach to it that I think is pretty much uncharted territory.
Right on.
Yeah.
Call money the root of all evil.
I'm telling you. I've actually been trying to toy around with names, and I don't have any as of yet. I'll have to make sure that if we do spit out some names, that we say it here. That way we can say we heard it here first.
Right. We can have a contest. We'll announce a contest. Titled Jared's book.
We could have a contest. Name my book. I told you I wasn't creative because my style of writing would be very much a compilation of short stories.
Satanic Money for Dummies.
Yeah, right.
There you go. Yeah.
The Devil's Advisor. You know.
Oh, see now there you go.
That was the best one I could ever come up with, but I'm like, is it too? I don't know. Well,
that's good. I like that.
How about I assemble some stories before I worry about the title?
That might be a good idea. I don't know.
Yeah. You know, I've got a few goals that I'm looking to accomplish before I actually start putting them down. But what I have been doing is, when I run into something in the work field, I will kind of jot it down, or I've got a running list of things I want to talk about, and I'm really just starting to form the skeleton of it.
Cool. Right on.
Awesome.
All right. So you planning on going to Devil's Reign here in a few weeks?
Yes, I am.
A few weeks, few
Mike
months.
and I are definitely heading out. 2 weeks, 2 months, whatever.
Yeah, so I said few. I didn't say how many.
We've got our tickets for the Tampa event. We're looking forward to Electric Hellfire Club. And then we've got, of course, yep, we're definitely going to both.
Kiss the goat.
Very cool, man.
Yeah, man. Cool.
John, are you going to any of those?
I'm trying to do something in October, Halloween-y time, up in the northeast section of the United States, and then hoping to make it to Florida the next month, or the month and a half, or whatever.
I was going to say, yeah.
A few weeks.
You got some time. 2 weeks. The new unit of measurement for all time.
A few weeks. It's fine. So listen, before you go, though, what does Satan mean to you?
You know, I've heard this question 1,000 times so far, maybe 40 times.
Yeah, but you're a good talker.
48, maybe.
I've always tried to think about what it does mean to me. What does Satan mean to me? Running out of ways I can say Satan it's really the representation of, I always think of it biblical. I mean, I always go back to that, of the Luciferian, of the, looking for wisdom, looking for knowledge, trying to do better. Prometheus, bringing the fire. Satan to me is really that. It's the fire within that is trying to drive for more and more and more. Not sure how else to describe it. I'm on the spot.
I think that was pretty darn good, man. That's cool.
That'll work, man. Right on.
Everyone's is different.
As long as it's in your top 50, I'm good.
It is so far.
At the moment, it is. Yeah.
Awesome. Jared, thanks, man, for coming on. It was really, really awesome having you.
Right
you are now a devil we know.
Yeah.
All right.
I appreciate it.
Until next time, hail Satan, everyone.
Hail Satan.
Hail Satan.